So I'm aware, as I have to preface all this, that that camera is shit, but I can't afford, a whole new device to replace it right now, and I've got other things that I need to save up for and pay for, so that conflicting priorities mean I really can't afford to actually get that replaced. But I saw a video, and it's 8 reasons why I use a digital audio player or DAP. What I'm holding in my hand is a DAP. It's a Onco DP X1, and it got me thinking about why I went out and made that choice, because everybody thinks, at least, that the primary reason that the iPod died and digital audio players went out of style was because of the fact that our smartphones can easily play music. But I beg to differ. Ultimately, I would beg adamantly to differ. And the thing that has me feeling this way is that, as a smartphone user, I could easily tell you that the experience of using an iPhone is that it's going to fill up very quickly with all your applications, and there's not going to be any room for your music. The fact of the matter is that Apple expects you to pay out the ass to upgrade the internal storage in your phone and not get the base model. Because if you get and the thing is that you can't go into the store and have them rip out to the internal storage that's in it and put bigger storage in it. No, you have to go to the store and buy a whole new version of your phone that's larger if you want more storage on the damn thing. And then, you end up having to pay them out the ass for the damn experience of all of this. And frankly, the rate at which that internal storage, rises in terms of price is just absolutely ridiculous. And there are people that will pay this and take out a second mortgage and everything, which is what astonishes me, or take out a loan or sell a kidney in order to basically do this. And, with Apple, and I must confess that I just don't get it anymore. I don't understand at all, because I think Apple is one of the most overrated corporations to ever exist. I think that they the thing that I don't really get anymore with them is, you Apple sheep, you people have destroyed, the tech space. You've made it worse in every way, because you keep gobbling up Apple's shit no matter what they do to us and how much abuse they hurl onto the market. You don't care. You just keep being like, "Please, sir, can I have some more?" No matter what amount of abuse that these company inflicts on you and everything. And if somebody asked me why I hated them as a company, it all boils down to tech freedom. I mean, they make me do everything their way. There's no flexibility. Everything is basically forced down, the Apple rabbit hole to do things their way. I've always hated iTunes, and I've hated it for the primary reasons that it's a bloated craplet application that, slows every other application on your computer down to a crawl if you load it for even a few seconds. It's huge and enormous and full of features that you never actually utilize at all and everything. And I don't like Apple's keynotes has Steve Jobs all like, some Windows users write us and tell us that it's the greatest thing, their favorite application on Windows. It's like giving ice water to somebody in hell. And I'm just like sitting there like, well, Steve Jobs, I want to know like which one of those people they are, because I'd like to ask them what drugs they were on, because I'd like to take some of them myself. I hate iTunes, and I hate the developer that made it. I would like to strangle him to death with an extension cord after severely beating him, get pardoned by the president for it, and then piss on his grave. Or the whole team of people that were behind it, because that application is too big to be written by one person. I would like to piss on all of your graves. It's not just a minor annoyance. It's an outrage on the level of pathological hatred of you. I hate iTunes. I will always hate iTunes. I find it to be a bloated application that is a resource hog from hell. I am far from alone among Windows users, too, in feeling this way. It's just, unfortunately, most of them most of the people who hate it are not very vocal about our hatred of iTunes and have not told Apple how much we truly hate iTunes. I will not touch an iPod at all anymore on the grounds that it's unacceptable to me to have to go through iTunes to move files onto it. If I can't touch its hard drive directly and move files onto it as if it's a hard drive, then it is worthless garbage to me. So I now own a digital audio player because I refuse and have no desire to pay the troll fee in order to upgrade my phone storage, and to get enough storage to actually have my music and my fucking phone in one unit with them. But now I'm a pure Android user at the end of the day and have rejected Apple and broken up with them, basically. I'm done. I find them to be a smarmy, greedy, overrated company that makes crappy, low quality hardware and software that somehow everybody thinks is gold when it's dog shit. I don't get it. I don't get why you like this overrated garbage because it is garbage. I'm not wrong. You're wrong to think that it's good. I guess you just lack a context to compare it to truly superior software. If you can't process that theirs is not good, it's garbage. I must confess that I don't understand why anybody would love Apple anymore. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is a company that has trampled all over our tech freedom, refused to let us use the devices in the way that we'd like to, forces us to do everything their way. Their operating system is childproof. Their approach to security is like refusing to sell somebody knives because they might cut themselves with it. Like they are everything that is wrong with the tech space today. And I don't understand why everybody's just like give me your like take my money to them like a bunch of fucking simpletons. It doesn't make sense to me anymore at all. I don't get it with them and I don't want to get it with them, at this point. But I can honestly tell you that at the end of the day, the iPhone wasn't going to cut it as far as a music player was concerned, because in order to do that, I would have to pay Apple out the ass in order to upgrade the internal storage on an iPhone. And it's the same now, but it's the same on Android, not because Android wanted to go down that direction and Samsung and Apple and Google all wanted to go in that direction. It's because they at least at first tried to differentiate themselves from Apple. But then they saw how all the rest of you kept saying, please, sir, can I have some more? Take my money to Apple and behaving like a bunch of cattle to the slaughter, the whole way there, the whole way through with Apple, that these companies now just copy them in all of their shitty hardware choices. So, it was like, yeah, I need a phone, but I think I'm going to go with a fucking Android phone and then go and buy a digital audio player and carry two devices with me, because at least on that device, I have an endless ability to upgrade its storage. And the truth of the matter is that it can probably take video and display it, as it's being carried around with me, as well as music, as long as it's not big, ultra high quality 4K video, it should do fine. I'm carrying that stuff around with me. I might have to downsample it somewhat, to carry it on that device, but it should do just fine at doing that, But my phone, it doesn't matter now which of the companies you go with, and but things didn't get to this point on their own. I mean, the truth of the matter is that the Android phone manufacturers tried to differentiate themselves from Apple in order to attract customers, but not enough people, took that and bought in. So now they just copy Apple on all of Apple's worst decisions. So, a Google Pixel doesn't have a micro SD card slot, you know? And I mean, it almost makes me wish that I had bought an Android back in those days in order to give them a reason to know that we wanted it. But now those days are gone. They like the flagship phones from these guys, from no matter who you go with, they're not going to have a fucking micro SD card slot. They're making shitty shitty hardware choices because, after all, that's what Apple did. And Apple, people are abandoning Android all over the place now in favor of Apple for some godforsaken reason that I will never, for the life of me, understand. Apple is overrated. It's actually dog shit tier quality, and you people who like it like shit. You like something that I would pay more money to use dog shit as fertilizer for than I would to buy one of their fucking phones.